Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody has a great day today. I'm here in Rochester, where I live. Today is Monday, and I feel like most people feel like on a Monday morning. Terrible. Normally I wake up early, but again, I didn't get to bed until, well, I didn't start sleeping until late, so the alarm woke me up at 7:20. Alexa did, telling me what the weather's going to be like. And I can see it's been raining overnight because the balcony is soaking wet. The floor of the balcony is soaking wet. I don't know if it's actually, could be raining now, I don't know. It looks like there's spots of rain coming down, so the weather's changed again. However, inside the flat it is still 26 degrees, so it's still warm and muggy in the flat, but outside it's wet. I think it's raining. So like I said, I hope everybody has a lovely day today. Yesterday evening was a challenge. It was, the weekend was, I was in a happy mood. I was fine. I was coping with everything, and nothing seemed to be getting me down, and I was feeling okay. But when I went out in the evening, and I went out later, it was about 8:10 last night to take my dog for a walk. And normally I stick to a certain time, but it was really hot yesterday, muggy, sweaty, sticky, and I thought, right, and Max was led out and he was still sleeping, so I thought, well, we'll leave it till 8. So I went out at just after 8 o'clock. And I went out, I threw some rubbish in the bin. I'm doing things totally different. Like, I'm not sticking to a routine, because when you're being gang stalked, or you've got an ex that is hounding you or something like that, it's best not to go out at the same time, and to just do things differently, and then you catch them off guard, you see. So I decided to go out later. So I walked across the road, and I walked up onto the field, and there was no one on there. It was absolutely quiet. So Max and I went onto the field. There was no one in the Mercedes-Benz building, because sometimes there is, and they are noisy, drilling or something. There was a tent outside the Mercedes-Benz building, a tent, and I thought, oh, we're not going to have that again, are we? Blokes in tents on the field when I'm walking around it, and because the last lot was intimidating. They kept intimidating me. They kept laughing at me and intimidating me. So there was a man in a green tent outside the Mercedes-Benz building, and I didn't know, so I was just carrying on being me, walking my dog, and I just noticed there was some noise coming, like a phone or something, and then I turned around and I saw there was a tent there. So I carried on walking down the path, carried on walking around the bottom and walking up the top, and there was 2 blokes walking together, 2 men walking together down the field, and by the riverside there was a couple. I don't know what the couple was doing, but they started to make like loud noises, like laughing and screeching, and I just walked in the middle of the grass to avoid these people, because I don't like getting into confrontations. I don't want to hear what they're saying either, because gang stalkers use tactics to make you intimidated. They try and make you intimidated. They try to frighten you. And I'd been getting messages off of WhatsApp, but my phone can't connect to the internet outside. So the person that was messaging me on WhatsApp, I wasn't getting any messages to my phone because I didn't have the internet on it. But before I'd gone out, I was receiving messages, and they were messages apparently from Uganda. Uganda to me, Crystal, from Uganda. And they'd sent me a WhatsApp number, and I said, no, thank you. I don't want to talk to you over WhatsApp. I don't speak to people over WhatsApp. I don't want to talk to you. The reason I spoke to that man in America was I'm trying to find out who's stalking me and where it's coming from. So you put on an act, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to find out where this harassment's stemming from, where it's coming from. So I that's why I spoke to the person from America. It's an American number. So we've got Ugandan phone numbers now. So this guy that yesterday went into my live stream said, can I talk to you? And to be polite, because otherwise you won't get any followers or anything if you just keep blocking people. So I said, after the live stream, yeah, I don't mind being friends, having a chat. But it always leads to like, I love you, all of them, every single one of them. And some of them, the majority of them are scammers, trying to scam older women out of money. You see it so much. Some older women don't give a shit because they've got lots of money and they want a toy boy. But I don't. And I haven't got lots of money. I haven't. So I don't know what this is all about. Anyway, so these messages are coming through that they're a God-fearing man. A God-fearing man, and they believe in God. That's what was coming through to my phone. They're a God-fearing man. They believe in God. Now there's a scary part to this as well, because they're a fruitcake, and they're nasty. It's not nice. It's not nice. They're horrible to me. So remember that you've got two people laughing and giggling and squealing together in a prohibited area. They shouldn't be there. You've got two guys, two large men wearing jeans walking towards me. So I've got four people. So I walk into the middle of the grass and I walk up and avoid them, because the imagery on their clothing, and if they're smoking weed or something, it makes you feel ill. And they do use symbolism. The Freemasons use symbolism. So usually it's a pyramid and an eye, but they also try and make you sick and ill. And they use images on their clothing. Also, there's a lot to this that I cannot explain to you, what has happened to me over the years, and also since I was a child, how they controlled me as a child with the imagery and the smells that made me sick, including strong perfume as a kid. And I was sexually abused as a child, and they used smells to make me ill, right? So I walk past these people, and then I'm coming off the field, and I notice two young men sat on that bench that looks like a throne. It looks like King Charles's throne and Camilla's. So you've got two blokes, young blokes, sat on this bench that looks like a throne. And I think, oh my God, you know, I don't like walking past blokes on my own. There was no women on that field whatsoever. It's all blokes. So the two blokes, the one's got an American baseball cap on. They're two large blokes. They're walking in front of me. One's got a symbol on the back of his t-shirt, which I've videotaped. I've got a videotape of it. One of them's got an American baseball cap on. It's American. And one of them's got like a chain hanging from his trousers. And remember that the guy I spoke to in WhatsApp came from America, USA. So these two are dressed up like the Americans in America walking in front of me. And I feel intimidated. I do feel intimidated, right? The two blokes on the chair just randomly yell, make a loud noise. Now, I don't even turn back to look at them, because you've got to show that these people, you're not afraid and they're not going to intimidate you. So I didn't even turn round. They made a noise. It's been caught on camera. I don't know what they said or what it was. But I carried on walking, and the two large blokes that looked American walked across the road by Costa Coffee. And I do videos, right? They're trying to stop me doing my videos, right? Because where I do my videos by the Costa Coffee shop and the cars, there was those two blokes staring at me on the bench, and there was the two blokes, you know, like look like American gangsters type thing, walking down where Costa Coffee was. But I still did a video. I still carried on. I still carried on being me and doing me. Sorry, my cat wants to come out. Sorry. So I still carried on being me, yeah. No, Harry, it's too hot. So I still carried on being myself. And then I just walked back home like I usually do, right? I told you also as well, the two messages were from black African people, and they start getting noisy next door. They start getting noisy next door to me, because I've got a black African family living next door to me. I've got a white couple on the other side and a black African family. And when I came back from the field, next door were all down the stairs. They were hanging around on the staircase. The black African family next door were hanging around on the staircase. Now I've reported this to the housing, that I'm being harassed and intimidated, and do you know what I mean? And I've got this bloke's phone number, and he sent me an email. Harry, stop it! Stop! So it just keeps licking my hand. So they was all down the stairs next door, and they're very often hanging around near my doorstep. When I came back the other day, there was two of them hanging around near the lift up near my flat next door. And it can feel intimidating. I mean, you don't want to walk past, you just want to walk into your flat. You don't have to walk past a group of people, do you? I don't think anybody likes that, when you're coming home and you're trying to get into your flat and there's a group of people hanging on the stairs or in the corridors. It's intimidating. So I went up in the lift, I could hear him in on the stairs, so I went up in the lift, and I went into my flat. And also I've noticed that they start making a rumpus next door when my son texts me. When my son texts me on WhatsApp, they start making a rumpus, a load of racket next door. I don't know why. That man I spoke to in America was a black African man. He said he was 42, he looked 62, he had short grey hair, and he had false teeth. He had false teeth because his teeth kept moving. They kept moving when he was speaking to me. They kept moving. His gnashers kept moving. And if they were real teeth, the teeth don't move, do they? They don't move. I don't judge people on looks. I just wanted to see who's talking to me. Anyway, another thing that happened was that guy said to me, do I believe in God? Am I a Muslim or a Christian? So the guy said to me, am I a Muslim or a Christian? I said, I'm a Christian. I'm a white Christian. And when I was coming off the fields, a white car drew up, and a man got out with black and silver boots, and he was walking with his girlfriend, and he walked past me and he went, oh, Jesus. He walked past me and he went, oh, Jesus, to his girlfriend. When I came back home, I was still being messaged by this person, and they said, are you scared? They said, are you scared? And I didn't answer them, and I haven't answered them or spoken to them since. Somebody contacted me on Google Chat. Asked me, did I like red or white wine? Asked me if I liked ice in my drinks. Yes, I do in the summer when it's really hot. I do like a bit of ice. Iced water, iced orange juice, iced Pepsi Cola. I like ice in my drink when it's a hot day. Yes, I do. So I have been getting up early and I've been going to bed late, but I've not been in a mood. I haven't shouted, I haven't got cross, and I don't know what's going on, but I cannot speak to people on messaging on TikTok because they get noisy next door, and I mean to the extent where it's unbearable, and they start hovering about near my doorstep and on the stairs when people message me on TikTok. So I don't know if I'll be doing a live stream today because I think the neighbours are going in there. The neighbours are going into my live streams. The other day, somebody keeps bringing up the neighbour disturbance I've had, and one of them said, "Do you still have?" I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? If I'm listening to music, I don't want to talk about the neighbour disturbance. Anyway, one of them says, "My name's David. I'm your next door neighbour. Why are you talking about me?" And I said, "I'm not talking about you." I said, I didn't bring it up. It was somebody in the live stream that brought the neighbours up. I didn't even mention them. And then this person comes in, "My name's David. I'm one of your neighbours." I mean, this will go to the police as evidence. It will do, because the neighbours are stalking me inside my live stream. They're coming into my live stream. And it's screenshotted and recorded. And they still do it like they don't care. They still do it. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. If waking up is a challenge, think of Erdin Eruch, who completed the first solo human-powered circumnavigation of Earth on this day in 2012. after 5 years of rowing, hiking, and cycling. I'm glad I have a cloud to take me places.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 8:21 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday, the 21st of July.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 16 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect lots of clouds and thunderstorms, with a high of 23 degrees and a low of 15 degrees. Also, there's a yellow warning for thunderstorms in effect until Monday, 21st of July, 9 p.m.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
Alexa, which celebrity was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 21st of July include Robin Williams, Ernest Hemingway, Erling Holland, Sarah Sampaio, and David Desmalchin.
Alexa, can you put LBC radio on?
LBC London from Global Player.
Get more from your smart speaker by linking to your Global Player account. You'll then be able to catch up on your favourite shows on your smart speaker. Just say, ask Global Player to link my account.
We can. Do you not want to try and stop it?
I want to stop all crime, whether it's white British. Nick, you ran a huge campaign about protecting our emergency services from being attacked over the years. You have. You've done that on and on and on. Why are you not talking about the people that are attacking the police, throwing rocks at police?
That is absolutely appalling. Chanting "Save our kids." I mean, we've got to go carefully with Essex, but it's not as if every child in Epping and the surrounding area is in any danger. There is an allegation, and a serious allegation, which must go before the courts. You're not going to achieve anything by attacking a hotel, throwing bricks at police officers, and you will probably get nicked. So I'm absolutely with you. But you can't dance away from what the origin is of this. In other parts of the country where crimes have been committed, that one is still going before the courts. Jason.
Oh. You've got, as you said, 220 hotels across the country. The crime rate is less than one of these asylum seekers per hotel. Less than one.
Okay.
When you break down the numbers, Nick,
you'd be happy to have one of these hostels open in your street.
I'm just trying to compare
would
to you.
Would you honestly say I would be quite happy for them to open an asylum-seeking hostel in my street?
In the same note, Dick, that you're not talking about white British people raping kids in London.
No, of course.
Right? No, listen, no. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with that, Nick?
No.
The fact that white British people are raping...
No. And I'm delighted that we have laws in force, and having interviewed him on a number of occasions, the police commissioner who seems determined to try and stop that. So I'm delighted that all rapists... But would you just say you're perfectly happy for an asylum hospital to be built on your street in Nottingham?
I'm sure there is one in Nottingham somewhere.
And you're quite happy for that?
I have no... Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's fair enough, Jason. Always enjoy speaking with you. Let's get others involved. Sam's in Penge. Would you welcome it the same way as Jason? Good morning.
Yeah, I would. I'd like, by your logic, Nick,
yes,
we would have had these thugs outside hospitals trying to burn hospitals down because Lucy Letby killed a few kids. Yeah, exactly. So a minute ago, a man unfurled the Palestine flag in a theatre, and you said idiot, this, that, and the other.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And these people are trying to burn down a hospital.
And they're idiots as well. Of course they are. Yeah.
These people are trying to burn down a hotel. They're attacking the police.
Yeah.
They're throwing fireworks and stuff. These people are. You're reporting it as mums and daughters. Well, a minute ago, you said it was mums and daughters protesting.
My reporter out there, yes, some of them, yes, some of the protests are being led by mothers and daughters, yes, and they're carrying banners. That's what the reporter said, yes.
But so someone is trying to contact me from TikTok right now, and I'm.
It's thugs. It's thuggery.
I'll show
it's
you.
A racist thuggery. It's people. These people are not brain surgeons. These people are not your hard-working man who does a 9 to 5 every day and cracks on and doesn't really have time to sit there thinking about, oh, let's go and protest.
So again, you don't have any concern about this high level.
I've been talking about TikTok, haven't I? And how I'm being harassed on TikTok, and I'm talking to you lot. Someone's just texted me.
Environment for our kids to grow up in.
And do you think this is helping towards a safe environment?
I think people in the media like you are not helping this. Environment. calling. We can all see it was thugs. We can all see
Hello,
what was going
love.
on at the hotel.
Hello,
And
love.
you turn around and tell us that
No, I haven't
Today,
turned down. I'm still facing the direction.
8:24 a.m.
No, there will be some people, of course, who are thugs, but there are genuine
2:37 a.m. in the morning. I'm sorry, my love, if I offended you.
I've not been to. Well, I have been to. I've not been to Epping since this happened, so I
2:37
don't
a.m.
know.
in the morning.
Sam, thank you. Joanna's in Plymouth. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
Your view.
Well, I think it's all cockpit racism, to be honest. So, I know from the Office of National Statistics there are 2,185 sexual assaults on women every single day. 2 women a week die at the hands of violent men. There are 100 arrests for child pornography every single day. And yet we're focusing on these. And I agree with the man who said, the stats man that you had on
Jason,
earlier. Yeah, because this is all being blown up to prove some kind of racist ideology.
Why is it racist ideology to want to try and prevent crime?
Well, is it trying to prevent crime? Why aren't they protesting outside British pubs, nightclubs, hospitals, schools, where all of these other crimes are taking place every single day? 2001.
Because we now know that, I'll give the numbers once last time. 312 asylum
See if it's raining, guys.
facing criminal charges
I think it is still
708
raining.
criminal offences. So 3112.
And 20,000
Right,
asylum seekers cross.
Okay.
Yeah, 20,000 asylum seekers cross it, and we've got 312 arrests. What about the two? You haven't answered the question. What about the 2,185 women who are sexually assaulted every single day? Where are the protests for them?
Where do you want them to go?
Outside British pubs, British nightclubs.
Sorry. So some people who are enjoying a quiet evening in the Bell pub, that's a choice, that's a hotel, change that. The Coach and Horses pub, they're having a nice night in the coach, and suddenly they're surrounded by protesters. What's their crime?
Well, there's been 6 sexual assaults outside that pub in the last 6 months.
It doesn't make sense, does it? You've decided to
it doesn't make sense that they're outside a hotel either.
Well, it doesn't. Well, we don't know yet because the case is still going before the courts, but it does speak of local concern. Joanna, thank you. I'm staggered. Let's get all these folk who are so relaxed about it, and let's have them all live in their street and see how they feel about it.
Right,
because I remind you
guys.
the case of the one we talked about, the work the Mail on Sunday's done. The Sun on Sunday yesterday had the case of Aaron Hatch, who's 27, he came from Eritrea, living in a taxpayer-funded hotel.
Right, guys. So, I've got a grey top on this morning. Just went out to the balcony. The other day, I put my star trousers on, I did. Now, this couple aren't opposite me. They're opposite the guy upstairs. But obviously, when I go outside, I look with my eyes, and right opposite me is a block of flats. It's a block of flats. Got a grey t-shirt on this morning, I'm a woman. So I just go outside to check if it's raining, and there's a couple sat at a table. Now she's not got a dressing gown with stars on it, but he had a grey hoodie on. The chap had a grey hoodie on, and he had the hood right over his head. Sat on the balcony in the pouring rain. It's pouring. Couple. I don't think they go to work. They're just in there all day, and every so often they come out and sit down. And they're right opposite the guy upstairs balcony. It's his balcony upstairs. They're opposite. And this guy's got a grey hood over his head. Sat on a balcony in the pouring rain. Weird behaviour. It's just really strange behaviour. It's intimidating. Hello, love. And I go outside, and there's a bloke with a hood over his head. This is why I don't talk to people on the internet. You don't know who you're talking to, see. But I answered that phone call the other day because I'm trying to find out where this is coming from and whose horrible sense of humour it is, because it's not very nice. So, another one, 12 a.m. when most people are in bed. Trust me, I will not bother you. I just love making friends out there. I tell you. Yeah? Are you scared? Are you scared it's got on there? 9:30 p.m. Are you scared? So I'll go into a chat room, a live chat with people, and you don't know who you're talking to. They've got a mask on, you can't see them. And then you just get ones that, I love you, I love you, I love you, why aren't you speaking to me, why aren't you speaking to me, I love you, they don't love you. How can they possibly love you when they've never met you? It's absolutely ridiculous. And then they start harassing you and won't stop. I don't know if it's that guy I was speaking to that said he'd been talking to me on Facebook in America. I don't know who it is. That guy. Oh, can I come over and see you? I mean, I don't know you. You've got to get to know somebody first. You can't come over here. There could be a rapist. Years ago, I met someone from America. They came over from America to meet me, and then they disappeared. Never saw them again. You've got to be so careful when you invite people from other countries back to your place. It could be a rapist, there could be a murderer, they could be involved in drugs, there could be anybody. Certainly don't give people your address. I'm going to go now. Take care, everybody.